So I wanted to take a few minutes and look at some applications and websites that might help us out if we don't have the Adobe software available to us, plus a few other fun things. So on my desktop, I went ahead and downloaded Slack, so I don't need to go to the web browser each time. So that might be beneficial to you. It has some additional features, and I just like having it right on my machine. So that's one thing that you might be interested in. Another thing is Dropbox. I know a handful of you have Dropbox already. If you don't, go ahead and sign up for that. That's free for maybe 2 gigs or so, just somewhere to back things up in the event that you end up having computer trouble. If your Dropbox is full, either go out and get a USB drive and clear it out, or create a second account, figure something out there. But you really need to be backing up your materials in one way or another. First thing I want to look at as far as software to download, this is my coding app that I downloaded. It's called Visual Studio Code. This is totally free. This is going to replace Dreamweaver for us. So I'm just going to grab some of my code here from Dropbox. Thought I had it up. I guess I don't. Stevens, let's look at web design, assignment, spelled wrong, sweet. Cool, and we'll find some code here, files. I can just take an existing HTML document and drop it in here, and then that looks very similar to what we're used to. I could also just go ahead and create a new file and just start writing it from scratch if need be. You can see how it starts to break the application in two pieces. Here's my HTML, just a blank panel. I can either close that. I'm gonna go ahead and just drop my CSS in there. Close that last one then, so it keeps kind of giving you more space to drop files. But this is a great option that you can be doing your HTML work from. Another piece of software I downloaded and played with a little bit is called GIMP. This is, again, free. All this stuff is free. Photoshop alternative. So you can create a new document. Or I think let's even just go to open here. See if I can just open an actual JPEG. All right, it's going to ask me some color settings. We'll talk about that later. Right, and then there's my photo. If you hover over, it'll give you all the tooltips for these. Some are familiar, some are a little wonky to me. Yeah, it's all more of the same of what we're used to. You have your layers over here and stuff. It's just a new interface. So you've just got to get familiar with that a little bit. You can save it as a GIMP file, or if you export it, you can just come up here and change the extension to whatever you want it to be, PSD, right? So we can save that as a Photoshop or whatever it might be. I think if you drop down here as well, yeah, you can, here's all the options as far as saving things out as a TIFF or JPEG, whatever you might need. So that's a helpful tool. And that's about all I downloaded to kind of get us rolling here. The rest we can look at online. So I'm just in Chrome, Safari, Internet Explorer, whatever makes you happy. This is a good place to track coronavirus if you obsessively like to look over numbers. That's a fun thing, but maybe not what we're doing right now. Another thing that I've come across is this Gravit Designer. So you can make an account for it. You can download it. I haven't played with that at all. If that's something that's interesting to you, maybe if your internet connection's not as strong, but if we just hit start now, of course you'd need to make a profile and everything. It takes a lot of design tools and puts it online for you. So you can go through and choose what kind of template you might want, or just create your own. I'm just going to say print size, give me a flyer, whatever. And now here's my InDesign, right? This is kind of my InDesign. I could also use this a little bit as far as Illustrator. Obviously, it's not going to have all the capabilities of Illustrator, your gradient mesh and that crazy stuff. But it's going to have a pen tool with your curve to it, typefaces that you can use to create your logo. And again, there's some other options we'll look at. But yeah, you have your page size. You can place different shapes. It's got a library of illustrations, icons, photos. Not an extensive list, right? That's where we're at. So if we search something here, cats, it's going to go through and look for all the illustrations and icons and photos made available to it. So that's kind of fun. You can just grab that. And these photos are actually from Upsplash, or Unsplash, sorry. Right, and it all works the same. I'm holding shift to scale it. Command 0, I zoom back in. I've got layers here. I've got pages, symbols, I don't know. Where was it? Import. So I can even place an image. I can add a font. So again, it doesn't blow me away, but for a free application that's web-based, fantastic. I did accidentally click my free trial for 14 days. A lot of what I saw before I clicked that was more of the that you can download a high-res PDF and export different file formats as far as capabilities. I did not sure what the price is, but you should be able to limp by with just that free version. The buy now, what are we saying here? What are we saying? That's not helpful. I was hoping for numbers. So what is that? $50 for what though? I don't know if that's forever or for, okay, you'll figure it out. You're smart individuals. But that's one cool thing that I found I was really impressed with, just how usable that is as well. Even just coming and making your curves and all that fun stuff, change your colors, has a lot of options for clipping and all that great stuff, even your alignment stuff. So this is good. I was really excited when I came across this. I was really disappointed with GIMP. I think it's just kind of cumbersome and feels so different from what we're used to. So I just typed into Google browser-based photo editing and found this Photopea. When I click on this, totally blown away by this. I thought I was in Photoshop here. So again, this is all browser-based. This is free. I didn't even make an account for this. But there you can see fully functional just for free. They can give me all the ads they want. Single user for 90 days is $10 if that's something that's interesting to you for whatever reason. Same deal. Oh, you can even take a picture. Not going to do that right now. Import. Really wish somebody was here to show me what to click on. Open. Let's try that one. There's my JPEG. Yeah, we can open up this document. Man, this all feels, we're missing some tools there, but nothing that I'm too upset about. We've got our channels. We've got our layers. Image adjustments. Everything in here. Like, really just blown away by this. It's all free. It's all sitting here. Didn't try it on my phone or tablet or anything. That's something I'll kind of expect you folks to do, and maybe in Slack just talk about this, what's working, what's not working, what other options we have. In this and over here, you can save everything right in the cloud in your account. That's cool. That's great. I would not trust it. We're already in a strange spot. I don't want things getting worse by losing files and all kind of nonsense. So in here I can download a file. You can see it's going to give me a file. I would take that and then move it right into your Dropbox account. Like, you really need redundancy here. We don't want to make our lives any harder than what they've already become. Same deal over here. I can just create a PSD document. I don't want to back that up somewhere, even if it's not on a Dropbox. You don't need Dropbox. If you just have it on a flash drive or something, external drive, duplicated on your computer, just help yourself out just in case something goes wrong. Also just found this just through Googling. Again, I looked at browser-based Illustrator alternatives, and there's tons of options. So there's the designer one that we looked at already, this vector one. Boxy, SVG. There's a lot of options out there. So I just wanted to share some of that stuff with you. I'm sure you might have some solutions already, um, but make sure we're communicating about this in Slack, sharing what you're finding works really well, maybe what doesn't work, deals, all of that good stuff, so we can help each other out as we get through this. All right, thanks so much.